is going on, good people? And welcome back to the Juggernaut Show. I'm your host, Juggernaut097, and today I'm here to do my WWE SummerSlam 2023 review. So, SummerSlam 2023 was this past Saturday, August 5th, 2023. And yes, I know this is a little late review for the show, but I wasn't able to watch SummerSlam live, and I just been really busy this past weekend. Real life stuff happens. This is what happens. But nonetheless, I'm here to do my review. And before we get started with talk about this review, feel free to hit that subscribe button if this is your first time ever checking out my video or checking out my channel. Also, hit the like button. Turn on the notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And go follow me on all my social media platforms. Go follow me on X at the True JSB. That's what they're calling Twitter now, X. So go follow me on X. And also go follow me on Instagram at the True JSB as well. My link, my Twitter is my Instagram, and my X is right down there. My X. That's kind of weird that they named that social media platform that. But yeah, SummerSlam was this past Saturday. So first, before I get talking about each match individually, I'm going to give my overall thoughts. So my overall thoughts on the show, I thought it was a pretty solid show. It was pretty good. I think everybody on the card, they did what they needed to do on the show. Now, I mean, there's some matches that were kind of like, kind of dragged on a little too long. Like, I really loved the Seth Rollins and Finn Balor match. I thought that match was really fun. The Gunther and Drew McIntyre match was really fun. I also really enjoyed the opener. That was fun. Even I think another great match on the show was Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes, their trilogy match. But overall, I thought it was a good show. It's from Detroit, Michigan. The Motor City is at Ford Field. It's a pretty solid show. So let's go waste some time and let's get started with this review. So the first match that kicked off the show was Logan Paul going up against Ricochet. Now these two, they've been making a lot of history this summer, or no, this year. At the Rumble they did that, dive across the ring, and at Money in the Bank they did that, Spanish Fly that could have ended up being really bad. But right here, this was a pretty solid match. I mean, they weren't doing like the crazy spots I think they would be doing this match. But from an athletic standpoint, it was a really fun match. And Logan Paul ended up getting the win by using some brass knuckles. He ended up getting the win that way. And Logan Paul, he really ended up getting the win because he hasn't won a match since last year SummerSlam when he beat The Miz. Because he lost to Roman at Crown Jewel. He didn't win the Rumble. He lost at Mania to Rollins, and then he didn't win the Money in the Bank. So yeah, he needed a win here. And this was like one of the first time like Ricochet's ever been like in like a one-on-one match on a pay-per-view, on the main card of the show. So that was really cool here. But I think both guys, from an athletic standpoint, they did really good. They were hitting some pretty decent spots. Nice high-risk maneuvers. I thought it was an okay match. Nothing to like write home about. Nothing like oh, it was crazy. But it was definitely, they were doing some pretty decent spots in the match. Pretty safe here. So yeah, let's move on to the next match, which was. So this was Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, going up against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Now, this is their third match in this trilogy here. I thought it was a fun match. I think this was the best match out of like all their matches that they had. Like Backlash. I mean, that was an okay match, and then they had their match at Night Champions. I thought that was their weakest, in my opinion. And actually, yeah, I would say their Night Champions match was their weakest. And then, this is the best match by far. Like, you had some like reminiscent spots of like, when Brock was like, kind of like back when he was like telling Eddie, to stay down, you should quit. And this kind of reminded me of that, back when they was doing their stuff in 04. So I'm kind of, drawing me back to that a little bit. But no, this was really good. I mean, Cody Rhodes, he was doing some great selling this match. I mean, this is your typical Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes match. You had a lot of F5s, you had some suplexes, you had a lot of Cody cutters in this match. Brock was telling Cody to stay down, just die to stay down. But Cody, he just kept on fighting. He has that fight in him. He has that dog in him. I thought it was a really fun match. I don't know how Brock Lesnar he ripped his shorts like halfway through the match. Like his shorts were just ripped up, and I got oh god, hopefully his stuff package doesn't fall out because man, he was just letting everything hang loose. Like I don't even know what happened, like how his shorts broke, but they did. But Cody Rhodes ended up getting the win here in the Crossroads. Like he had like 3 or 4 times to end up winning the match. It was a fun match. I really enjoyed it. I think the turning point really in this match was the turnbuckle spot. And they even kind of did that spot at Backlash where Cody ripped off the turnbuckle, and they kind of did this here again. But Brock he ran into the turnbuckle, which really turned the tide for Cody Rhodes here to win this match. And I think the big thing after this match was Brock Lesnar putting over Cody Rhodes. Him showing him the respect. Raising his hand. So Brock Lesnar really gave Cody Rhodes that respect here. So I thought that was pretty cool. Really fun match. I think one of the matches of the night, in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. And the crowd reaction here was like really good. But yeah, fun match here. And then the next match we had was a SummerSlam Slim Jim Battle Royal. It was presented by Slim Jim. I thought this was an okay match. Compared to we had this match, we had Apollo Crews in here, we had JD McDonough, Rick Boogs, Otis, Ivar, Eric, Sheamus, Shinsuke Nakamura, Tommaso Ciampa, Cameron Grimes, Austin Theory, Santos Escobar, Giovanni Vinci, Ludwig Kaiser, Ridge Holland, Butch, Matt Riddle, Omos, The Miz, Grayson Waller, Karen Cross, Chad Gable, Bronson Reed, AJ Styles, and did I say LA Knight? Oh no. LA Knight, and then also we had Sheamus in here. Yeah, I don't know. Some of these battle royals sometimes, they kind of seem like buzzkills a little bit to me, and like having this on the middle of the show, like I feel like maybe this should have started off the show, in my opinion. But yeah, sometimes I'm not a big fan of these battle royals, but we had Omos in there. Basically the whole field was trying to take out Omos. AJ Styles, he was doing some pretty cool stuff in the match. I mean, everybody knew that LA Knight was going to be winning this match. When they was doing that video package and that whole thing with Adam Pearce, everybody knew that LA Knight was definitely going to be winning here. I mean, it was no surprise. I just hope they start actually making a big, having like a feud for LA Knight. And apparently on Monday Night Raw, they had him do a little something with the Miz. So hopefully, that seems like they're going in the right direction. Like with telling the story with LA Knight. With how big, mega star he is. So that's a good thing. But yeah, LA Knight wins the match. It came down to LA Knight and Sheamus. And towards the end of the match, it didn't really feel like a battle royal. It felt like just, one-on-one match, which I thought was pretty cool there. But yeah, LA Knight ends up winning the battle royal. It was okay for what it was. It was an alright battle royal. I think it was better than the battle royal that AEW did at Double or Nothing, in my opinion. And LA Knight was hella over here. He was so over. AJ Styles was over. It was definitely fun stuff here. And then the next match we had was MMA rules match. Ronda Rousey going up against Shayna Baszler, and this is kind of the weakest match on this card here. I mean, not saying these girls are bad, but it was just people. There were even some chance they're saying this is boring and stuff. I mean, this match was got straight to the point. Basically, I mean, they even did this one spot where it looked like Shayna, she was basically unable to compete, but Ronda Rousey, she threw the doctors out of the way, and they kept on fighting. Shayna Baszler, she ended up winning by a technical submission. Basically, Ronda Rousey just passing out to the was it Cookie Clutch? Yeah, she just basically passed out to that. It It was okay. I think this might be the end of Ronda Rousey's run. In WWE, I think she might be going back to MMA. So she does, and all power to her. Because I don't really want to see her anymore in WWE. But yeah, I'm happy they kept this match short. This match only got like 7 minutes there, and also there was a lot of matches that got quite a bit of time because even the opener got like 18 minutes, which that's crazy. And then Cody and Brock, got 17 minutes. So there's a lot of matches got quite a bit of time on this pay per view. But yeah, Shayna Baszler ended up winning. Hopefully they start doing more stuff with her. Maybe have her go for like the women's world championship. That'd be pretty cool. But I feel like that might be Raquel Rodriguez that might be going for the title at maybe Payback. But we'll see. We'll see what happens though. The next match we had was the Intercontinental Championship. We had Gunther defending the title against Drew McIntyre. And boy, oh boy, this was a hard hitting match. Like, the chops that they were doing with each other, the big, you can definitely feel the power moves that they were doing on each other. You had Gunther kicking out of a Claymore in this match, um, and even Corey Graves was talking on commentary how Gunther, he does his stuff like with pizzazz. He always has like a swagger about the way he delivers his moves, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this was a fun match. It seemed like more like a strong style type of match. Like with the styles that they were doing, like more of like a New Japan style of match. It was definitely fun. I was surprised that they had kind of had Drew McIntyre lose here. He lost. They did that. What was that? He did that frog. Gunther did that frog splash off top rope, and then the power bomb and all that. It was definitely a fun match. Definitely hard hitting match. I don't think it was better than the WrestleMania triple threat match that they had with Sheamus involved in that. It was definitely with the working style that they did in that match there, and like the pacing that they did in that match was like really good. But yeah, I mean this match was fine here. I really enjoyed it. Most definitely, Gunther's definitely gonna be breaking that Honky Tonk Man's record because it was like about 32 days away, from breaking the record from when SummerSlam was. So he's definitely gonna be breaking that record. Maybe he might be losing title to McIntyre at Payback. I don't know. I feel like they're going to continue this, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, Gunther ended up winning, ended up retaining his title. And it says, let's play devil's advocate. If you put Trish and Becky on SummerSlam, what do you think? What do you think needs to be taken off? Let's see. If I would have put that match on here, I think they didn't need to take anything off. I feel like they could have added in their match on here, or maybe the Slim Jim Battle Royal. But then again, that would be taking LA Knight's spot away from him. I don't know. Like, I feel like they could have just had that match on here. I don't think there wasn't anything that would be taken off. But if you're saying that there needs to be something taken off, maybe maybe the MMA rules match. But then again, I kind of really enjoyed that at the end of the day. I don't know. That's really hard to say. I would say maybe the battle roll. They could have put that in the pre-show. Like I said, then that'd be taking LA Knight's spot away from him. I don't know, but they could have added an extra match on this card, in my opinion. They really could have. 9 matches. Why not? And because they don't need to have Trish and Becky Lynch have their match on a random Raw episode. A couple weeks in Canada. I don't know why they're doing that. But it's WWE booking, I guess. But yeah, I appreciate that comment, Eric. And then the next match we had was the World Heavyweight Championship on the line. We had Seth freaking Rollins defending the title against Finn Balor. Now, this was a really enjoyable match. Coming from their entrances and all that. The crowd singing Seth Rollins' song, and then Finn Balor having his entrance and all that was really cool. And I even like how they had the paint on his shoulder. How it said 7 years basically. 7 years of like when he tore his shoulder. tore his shoulder out at SummerSlam against Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. But man, this is probably my favorite match of the night, in my opinion. Like it's up there with it, like one of the best matches of the night. Both these guys, really worked well together. I like how Finn Balor, he was working on Rollins' arm a lot throughout the match. Basically giving like payback on what happened at SummerSlam 7 years ago. Basically, he's working on that shoulder and arm of Rollins. He even did that buckle bomb spot where Finn Balor, tore his shoulder out on the barricade. So I thought that was pretty cool. Of course, we had some shenanigans from the Judgment Day. We had Damon Priest come out. It kind of looks like he was going to tease in, doing the cash in, but he didn't end up doing that. We had Rhea and Dom come out, them cause interference. We definitely knew that they were going to be coming out throughout the match. I felt like this should have been like a one-on-one match because I felt like there was just like way too much distractions with it. And I think when Finn Balor hit that coup de grace, when the Judgment Day was out there, I thought for sure Finn Balor had in the bag. I thought they're going to be putting the title on him, but somehow Seth Rollins ended up kicking out. And then it was Damien Priest. He ended up sliding the Money in the Bank briefcase into the ring, and then he went to distract the referee. But Seth Rollins ended up pivoting that and doing the curve stomp on top of the Money in the Bank and Money in the Bank briefcase, and ended up retaining his World Heavyweight Championship. So you can definitely tell, there's more tension with the Judgment Day between Finn Balor and Damian Priest. So I'm just like waiting for that day, for Damian Priest, to turn babyface and end up leaving the Judgment Day, because that's definitely coming in the future. I just don't know when. But yeah, definitely a solid match here. I just didn't like all the shenanigans that were happening, but you knew that was going to happen in this match here. You knew that there was going to be shenanigans, but definitely a solid match here. I kind of wish they would have gave it to. Finn Balor, because he definitely is deserving of it. But I guess we'll just see where they go with this whole Judgment Day storyline. But solid match. And then the next match we have was the women's triple threat match for the women's championship, WWE Women's Championship. So we had Asuka defend the title against Bianca Belair and Charlotte. Man, this was a pretty solid match here. This was a good women's triple threat match. I mean, the match kind of got started out a little slow, in my opinion. But as the match started going on, it was really good. I even liked the spot that they had with Bianca Belair with that whole the knee injury. Like it looked pretty legit there. It looked pretty legit. I got, man, it looks like when she hit her knee on like the what was it, the ring steps. I got, man, that looks like that really hurts. And you had the whole doctors come out. Charlotte, she was doing some pretty good stuff in this match. Asuka, she was looking solid. I mean, all of these women were doing solid stuff in this match. I even liked the spot where Charlotte, she was doing the figure 8. She was like bridging up. And then Bianca Belair ended up coming back down and doing the 450 splash. I think that was pretty cool. Charlotte, she was doing pretty nice submissions in this match. Asuka, like I said, she was doing good. But in the end, Bianca Belair ended up ended up winning the championship when it was, who was it? Oh yeah, Bianca she was in the figure 4, and then Asuka, she did the miss into the face of Charlotte, and then Bianca ended up doing like a small package out to Asuka, so to end up like winning the title back. And then Io Sky came down to the ring, and with Bailey ended up coming down to the ring and hitting Charlotte and hitting Charlotte and Asuka with the briefcase. And then Io Sky ended up catching the briefcase and doing her moonsault from the top rope. And 1, 2, 3, and a new WWE Women's Champion, Io Sky. So I think it's pretty cool in the moment there, that they put the championship on Io Sky. I just wonder, hopefully she has a good title reign. Hopefully this isn't, like, okay, this could be like a few months or like a few weeks. Hopefully they actually do something with Io Sky because I mean, yeah, these Money Bank cash-ins are cool. Yeah, I mean, there's so many of them, but it's to a point, like we've seen them so many times. It's like, we've seen them with Liv Morgan. We've seen them with Carmella. Who else? Alexa Bliss. We've seen all these cash-ins. Okay, yeah, it's her time now. So we'll see how the crowd reacts to her as a champion and how she performs in the ring. At, how she does with everything. But we'll see what happens. I'm not knocking Oscar. I mean, not Oscar. I'm not knocking Io Sky. Definitely gonna be interesting to see what they do here. But yeah, it was fun stuff. Fun match here. And we'll see how well this ages and stuff. How well, how much people like this cash in. So yeah, but I'm happy that they didn't cash in the brief. How she didn't cash in the briefcase like 24 hours after, or 48 hours after Money in the Bank, or that during that week. So I'm happy she waited a while to do it. But yeah, new WWE Women's Champion and Io Sky. And then next we had the main event for the undisputed Universal Championship. We had Tribal Combat. Roman Reigns defending the title against main event Jey Uso. Now this match, this was so cinematic stuff here. I mean, it felt like a movie I was watching. Um, these bloodline stuff is pretty cool. I like what they're doing here. Give me one sec. Yeah, but this bloodline stuff they've been doing some great stuff here. And this match nearly got like 36 minutes. I feel like this match kind of dragged on a little bit too long, in my opinion. I didn't think it needed to be that long of a match. But I mean, it was cool. You had a lot of hardcore spots in this match. With stuff with the kendo stick. You had, that nice Samoan drop through the table that Jey Uso did on Roman. I think the best, parts of the match when they were using the strap on Roman. I thought that was pretty cool. You even saw Roman's arm bleeding a little bit. And of course, we had a lot of interference in the match. Solo came out. They were fighting in the crowd, and then Solo came out. The spinning Solo through a table on Jey Uso. And then Jey Uso ended up getting revenge on what happened at Money in the Bank, and then what happened on SmackDown when Jimmy got put through the announce table. Jay did that revenge onto Solo here, so I thought that was pretty cool. And also seems like there was some tension between Roman and Solo because Roman wasn't really giving Solo that respect. So it looks like there was teasing that tension a little bit between each other. So I definitely see them feuding down the line. But yeah, it looks like Jey Uso was going to be winning the match, but we had someone come out and pull Jay outside the ring, and it was none other than Jimmy Uso. So Jimmy Uso turned on Jey Uso here, gave him a super kick, beat him down a little bit, and then Roman Reigns ended up retaining his championship. So, it's not really surprising that, we're going to be having Jay and Jimmy, going down the line here because, Roman, he's not going to be competing at Payback. He's probably not going to competing at Fastlane. So they need to continue this bloodline storyline some way. So we're going to have Jay and Jimmy feud. So that's definitely going to be interesting because we never seen them like feud before with each other. So, or have matches against each other. So that's going to be pretty cool. And I definitely saw this coming a mile away. Jimmy's gonna be turning on Jay here. I definitely saw that coming. I mean, I thought this match was good here. I don't think I think they're the Roman and Jay matches that they did in the pandemic, like at Hell in a Cell, were a lot better than what they did here, in my opinion. And and that was in front of like no fans and stuff, which is crazy to think about. I like those matches a little bit better than this. But I mean, it was fun. I just thought that pacing was a little off in this match. You know, like I said, way too much time they got. 36 minutes. That did not need to be that much time. And like I said, with all the interference that was happening, this happens in all of Roman's matches. He ends up retaining some way, by hook or by crook. He always ends up by winning by interference. So Roman Reigns ends up retaining his title, and he's still the tribal chief. Yeah, so it's definitely gonna be interesting where they go with the storyline going forward. I mean, with the Bloodline storyline going forward. Looks like I said, we're getting Jay and Jimmy probably at Payback. Like I said, I think it'll be pretty cool to see. But yeah, that was SummerSlam 2023. Overall, I thought it was a really enjoyable show. If I had to rate the show out of 5 stars, I'll definitely give it a 4 out of 5. I don't think it was anything above that. I think a 4 out of 5 is a pretty good rating to give the show. I thought everybody on this card did what they needed to do. Some of the crowd reactions on this show was a little. I feel like the crowd seemed a little dead at some points, but they're in the big stadium, so who knows? Like I wasn't there live. I mean, wasn't there in the stadium, so I don't know what it was like there. But yeah, it seems like it was dead at some points, but overall, I mean, it was definitely a solid show. Definitely the match of the night, I would have to say. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, I think that, or the Cody and Brock. It's kind of hard to it's kind of hard to live past that Cody and Brock match, because that match was awesome on the show, and especially that ending when they both shook each other's hand, and Brock gave him that respect. But yeah, that was SummerSlam 2023. Feel free to go down in the comments, go down in the live chat, and let me know what you guys thought of SummerSlam. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button if this is your first time checking out my channel. Also hit that like button to help out with the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And go follow me on all my social media platforms. Go follow me on Twitter or X. Go follow me on X at the TrueJSB and Instagram at the TrueJSB as well. But this is your boy Juggernaut 097. I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.